منصة نور أكاديمي، نحن صناع العلامة الكاملة.
Assalamu alaikum. How are you? I hope all of you are good and fine. This is Ms. Jumana. We will start, inshallah, today with a new unit of our action back for 10th graders. الطلاب الفخمين. خلينا نبلش مع بعض. Unit 5 that it's entitled with what? Exploring wildlife. Exploring wildlife. Okay. Now wildlife يعني لو بدي أجي أترجمها بالعربي ممكن نحكي الحياة اللي فيها نوع يعني حياة برية أكثرها. لكن our focusing today we will talk about some animals. Some animals live in, you can say, in very, very cold places. Okay? So, exploring wildlife, this is our title for the very new unit of our book. Okay? And we also used to read before we begin the front page of our unit. Now, about before you begin, now here, page 42, before you begin, you will look at photographs like the polars here and the penguins here. Okay, so the polars and the penguins. And what do you think helps these animals to live in polar regions? When I say here polar regions بمعنى المناطق القطبية المتجمدة، القطبية الشمالية المتجمدة. So what do you think helps these animals live in polar bears? So here I'm asking with do, if you notice. So because of using the verb to do here to help me to make the long question. Now I will talk about facts, okay? Because these animals used to live in the past and still in the present, used to live in this very, very cold regions. Now what do I mean by regions? Regions بمعنى مناطق, okay? So I can say this region or this area, okay? Region, it's much bigger. Which of these words refer to animals? Check the meaning of any word you don't know in the activity book glossary or in a dictionary. عشان هيك يا شباب وصبايا activity book glossary is very important. At the end of the book, I mean here the activity book. ففي نهايته في كل معاني اللي هي مطلوبة منك لصف 10. English meaning and also with a part of a speech. Now, as we used to begin with the yellow books here, snowstorm, iceberg, boat trip, wildlife, seal, sole, nostril, polar, ice floe, and whipped. Okay, yes. Now, these words with a different part of speech, we should focus on them and we will focus on them through our text. خلينا نشوف ليش هاي موجودة هون. Okay. Yes. Okay. Yes. So I can here make it much bigger and also I can zoom it. So zoom in and zoom out for our text. So what do I mean by zoom in and zoom out? They are opposite. يا إما منصغر يا إما منكبر. Okay. So we will focus about these words through our text and throughout our class today, inshallah, we can, for example, discover the part of a speech for each one for these words and also how we can use them through meaningful sentences. It's very important for you as a student to put these words, because they are very new for you, to put them in meaningful sentences. Okay, so listen and read about polar bears and penguins. Okay, so polar bears and also penguins. تمام يا شباب وصبايا؟ Okay. What do you know about these animals? Discuss in pairs. Now, I want to focus on this. I want to focus on this title, Polar Bears and Penguins. I will read, and I want all of you to focus and follow me, please. Not many people have the chance to visit the North and South Poles. Look at the topic sentence here. It's very general, as we said before. Talks about general people, talks about their chance or not to visit the North and South Poles. بداية جيدة. Okay. Now, القطب الجنوبي والقطب الشمالي. تمام؟ فإحنا شو دخل الجنوبي هلأ في النص؟ هلأ رح نعرف ليش وكيف ممكن تكون هي مفتاح للباراجراف اللي عندي. However, if you had the opportunity to visit the poles, they would appear similar. Both are places of extreme cold. If you went there in winter, you would probably experience severe snowstorms. So you would probably experience severe snowstorms. However, both are also places of spectacular beauty, with their frozen landscapes of snow, ice, and icebergs. I will stop here. If I want, for example, to look at these paragraphs, it's a short essay, contains of what? Contains of 1, 2, I say 1, 2, 3. Okay, 3 paragraphs. It's good. Okay, good. Yes. So, however, if you had the opportunity to visit the poles, they would appear similar. Both are places of extreme cold. If you went there in winter, you would probably experience severe snowstorms. So here severe, it's a very important word. Okay. فأنت لو كانت أتاحت لك الفرصة إنك أنت تزور هدول القطبين both of them راح يكون الموضوع كتير بارد جدا بمعنى both are places of extreme cold يعني درجة الحرارة راح تكون جدا عالية. If you went there in winter, you would probably experience severe snowstorm. And we can focus here in the grammar in the front page, the second conditional. The second conditional I mean here مباشرة عشان أنا ما بحبش أطول على الطلاب وما بحب مباشرة أعطي المعلومة if type 2 if type 2. So what do I mean by second conditional? Second conditional, it means what? It means if type 2. It means if type 2. Okay, شباب وصبايا؟ طيب ومباشرة if type 2 it has a purpose, it has some conditions I should follow, it has يعني a very special structure I want to focus on. It has, for example, type 2 I mean it has 2 clauses. وانتم بتعرفوا لما أنا بحكي conditional يعني إشي شرطي يعني إذا عملت لي كذا أنا بعمل كذا إذا أنا سويت كذا بصير معي كذا. Okay. Type 2 focuses on the past actions with their purposes. يعني ما بدي أنا أحرق المفاجأة، هي مش مفاجأة، هي الحصة الثانية للقواعد لأني أنا هلأ reading comprehension. Okay, so focus with reading. But because I connect the tenses with the reading comprehension, I return back and you can say, expand of my talking about a grammar. Okay, so I fond of a grammar, but also I fond of reading. And I find all the time the connection between them. زي ما قلت لك القواعد الإنجليزي من حياتنا اليومية، من الكيسز اللي بتصير معانا. فما تلومني إني أنا قاعد كل شوي عم بحكي شوية جرامر من ضمن الريدينج. So as a strategy here, strategy of reading comprehension to focus on reading comprehension. وإذا بتتذكروا مع مس جمانة أعطتكم أكثر من استراتيجية للقراءة، منها السكيمينج والسكانينج and also paraphrasing, summarizing and the differences between them. ارجع للحصص القديمة. أوكي، لكن في يعني مساعدة وكمان لأنه إحنا ما بدنا يعني نكون مجمعين كل شيء مع بعض، بدنا نحاول إنه نعمل connection between the tense اللي مطلوب مني اللي هو second conditional واللي هو F type 2. هلا رح نعمل له underlining بس، لكن حصة الجرامر بتكون حصة لحالها. Okay, this is reading comprehension. So focus on here. I will ask you some questions. For example, what is very special thing you can notice, for example, in both bowls? The coldness. Yes, thank you. What do I mean by coldness? Coldness بمعنى البرودة القصوى. Okay, so coldness. So coldness noun, cold, it's an adjective word. So both are places of cold. So أنا مباشرة بحط note عند الcold. So if I, for example, encounter or face some true or false for example, sentences, I should focus on on my reading. Okay? Okay. If you went there in winter, you would probably experience severe snowstorms. العواصف الثلجية اللي كتير قوية. However, both are also places of spectacular beauty. Spectacular, it's very, very lovely word. It's very lovely word. With their frozen landscapes of snow, ice, and icebergs. See, you can find their what? Snow, ice everywhere. And also icebergs بمعنى اللي هي يعني التراكمات الجليدية اللي بتكون فوق بعضها. If you went on special adventure boat trip, when you visited, you would be able to observe the unique wildlife of these places, like polar bears, penguins, and seals. رح نلاقي شو؟ رح نلاقي 3 أنواع من الحيوانات اللي هم البولار بيرز، البنجوينز and seals. You would be unlucky if you didn't see any seals. You would be unlucky if you didn't see any seals. Okay. The polar bear lives in the cold, snowy Arctic lands in the North Pole. It has a thick layer of fat underneath of its skin, and this helps to keep it warm. It also has a thick layer of fur all over its body. Yes, very good. So here we will start with what? With polar bears. And focus on what? The type of the text. What is the type of the text? The type of the text is informative. Yes, good job. Informative, because this text helps me to know more and more about what? About polar bears, about some animals and the wildlife there in both poles, the polar, in both polars, I mean both the south and the north, okay? So this text helps me to what? to, you can say, enrich my information. So because of that, it's informative. Because of that, it's informative. And we will start with polar bear. Polar bear اللي هو الدب القطبي. تمام? And if I ask about penguins in Arabic, هم البطاريق. Yes. And seals اللي هم الفقمات. And all of them, they are countable nouns, if you notice that. خلينا نرجع شوي لفوق. Polar bears عادي, plural noun. Penguins, plural noun. Seals, plural noun. Okay? So, لأني لقدام إن شاء الله، وإذا نسيت ابقوا ذكروني كمان، لقدام إن شاء الله رح ندخل في تفاصيل، أو خلينا نحكي types of nouns وأشكالها وأمثلة عليها. أوكي؟ وكمان نحكي أشكال الverbs والpart of speech بشكل عام إن شاء الله. أوكي. So طب خلينا قبل ما إنه نروح يا مس جمانة للباراجراف نمبر 2، لأنه يعني بعرفك موسوسة مس جمانة، فعشان هيك خلينا نركز هنا. If I for example ask you to give me proper noun, I will focus about you can say poles, south and north poles. طيب infinitive verb you mean a verb without any suffixes or prefixes or infixes، بدون أي نوع من أنواع التوابع. Look at visit here. I'm so sorry. Look at visit here. After two. Okay. Now what else? To observe. It's verb infinitive. Okay. Can you tell me, for example, if I ask you, for example, a word that means amazing. وانتبه لما بحكي لك أنا كلمة بنفس معنى كذا، عم بعطيك part of speech amazing, it's an adjective word. You should focus on adjective word. Okay, so you should give me the answer as the same part of a speech. So here, spectacular, it's the same meaning of amazing, and you can say it's يعني superb. What do I mean by superb? رائع جدا. Okay, ودائما حاول إنك احفظ الكلمة. Okay, spectacular, it's not needed here. Okay, or it's not mentioned, but no problem to what? To save it on your long memory, not short-term memory, long-term memory. Okay? طيب، فحاول كل الكلمات اللي بتشوفها جديدة وعجبتك احفظها يا مس، هذه نصيحة مني. Okay? احفظها. لاحظ كيف طريقة استخدامها. It's an adjective before the noun. So here we have adjective and here we have noun. So noun بالعادة بيسبقوا adjectives، وعلى فكرة more than one of adjectives. So and adjectives, the types of adjectives كتير، يعني في عنا genres و categories من adjectives. We will talk about them later on إن شاء الله. Okay, with their frozen landscapes of snow, ice and icebergs. Okay, if you, for example, Ms. Jumana asked me to give you a verb to, I mean a very finished action, I will answer like went. And also another one, yes, went. Another one, went once again. Okay, that's enough. طيب فمس جمانة، طيب can I ask you a question here? You said that this text is informative and all the facts here are يعني they are very true. Yes. And you should focus on present tense. Yes. So why do we find here some sentences using verb to like went, like didn't see, for example? Because this is the second conditional. Second conditional اللي هو جملة تتكلم عن الماضي وأيضاً إلها علاقة بشو بالفاكت برضو بالماضي لكن فيها نوع من التمني. Look at this. If you went on a special adventure boat trip when you visited, you would be able to observe يعني تلاحظ the wildlife of these places. فأنت لو إنك رحت كان شفت، هيك معنى الحديث بالضبط حرفياً وبدون يعني أنا بحب كتير البساطة as simple as it is. ما بحب كتير التعقيدات. يعني لو إنك أنت كذا كذا رح يكون كذا كذا. أوكي؟ إذا ذهبت بهذا البوت تريب أنت رح تلاحظ ورح تشوف أشياء كان يعني بإمكانك تشوفها. You would be able to observe. لكن what is the true? Did you do that? No. Did you do that? No. It's something like a wish. What do I mean by wish? نوع من التمني. Okay? So don't be afraid to explain this lovely type of type, I mean if conditional too. Don't be afraid. We will إن شاء الله focus on it. وكمان زيادة عن البياع رح نحكي عن ال F type 1. يعني don't be afraid. Okay? وكل شيء بوقته. حلو كتير. تمام. So focus on the type of the text. هيك طلع أسهم زي ما أنا كنت أدرس زمان. والحمد لله جبنا علامات ممتازة. The type of the text is informative. إيش هو يا مس جمانة؟ Informative, yes, it's informative. And all of the facts here are true. This is, and also we have here another evidence. Look at this. The polar bear lives in the cold, snowy Arctic lands in the North Pole. It has a thick layer of fat underneath its skin and this helps to keep it warm. هاي طريقة شرح كيف إنه هو إيش اللي بيساعده إنه يكون دائما دفيان وما بيحس بالبرد. And this is the answer for this question. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. This is the answer of our first question. Yes. Okay. Let's go back. What do you think about these animals? For example, how, or what do you think helps them to live there or to be warm all the time? Okay? Okay. Okay, now what about this? The polar bear lives in the cold, snowy Arctic lands in the North Pole. It has a thick layer. What do I mean here by layer? Layer بمعنى الطبقة، طبقة بتكون كتير سميكة of fat underneath its skin and this helps to keep it warm. Okay, if I ask you for example مش السؤال اللي كتاب. If I ask you هذا سؤال من عندنا. If I ask about this, what do I mean by this? أو this refers to what? And also what is the part of the speech of this? Now this it's demonstrative article صح؟ اسم إشارة and returns back to what? Returns back to this thing, I mean here, what? Thick layer of fat underneath its skin. Helps you what? Helps him, I mean the polar bear, helps him to keep warm. Okay, very good. Now what about it? It refers to what? والله يا مس احنا حكولنا الات دائما بترجع على الجمادات. Can I use it for animals? Yes. Yes, you can use it and refer it to animals. خليني أحكيكم معلومة. You can use, for example, she, he, for your pets. يعني I mean الحيوان الأليف اللي أنت بتربيه بالبيت وأنت عارف ذكر كان أو أنثى. You can speak with it like she, okay? You can also talk compensating of it like she. أو ممكن بيكون إلها اسم معين. خلص فصارت هي جزء من العيلة. تمام؟ لكن any cat for example or any dog for example برا في الشارع I cannot say she or he. Okay, you can use it. And it here refers to animals, no problem for this. And we can say if I have plural noun of animals, I can say they. I can say they, no problem. Okay, it has also a thick layer of fur all over its body. Very good. So here we have a layer of fat and layer of fur, including the soles of its feet, which allows it to swim in the coldest seas without feeling the cold. Subhanallah. Beneath the fur, the skin is black, so it absorbs heat. Okay. Polar bears are excellent swimmers. Their nostrils can close so they can swim underwater. Yes, and between the icy floes to look for seals, their favorite food. So here عرفنا معلومات كتير. Nostrils بمعنى هم فتحات الأنف لهذا الحيوان. So polar bears are excellent swimmers. Their nostrils can close so they can swim underwater and between the ice floes. Ice floes يعني اللي هي المطبات الجليدية والطوافات الجليدية. To look for seals. So يعني ببساطة شديدة جدا يعني بيقدر إنه يسكر أنفه وبالتالي يسبح وبالتالي يتعدى هاي المطبات الجليدية وبالتالي كمان يعني يدور على فريسته اللي هي طعامه اليومي which is seals. Unlike polar bears, penguins live in Antarctica. Penguins keep warm with thick skin and lots of fat under the skin. What about the fat here? Fat معناها هنا الدهون. يعني عندها طبقة دهن بإمكانها هاي الطبقة إنها تكفيها من البرد. تمام؟ Penguins have dark colored feathers, yes, on their back, which absorb heat from the sun to keep them warm. شباب وصبايا طلعت عندي كلمة absorb هنا مرتين. بقدر أنا بدون ما إني أفتح الديكشنري أو أرجع للجلوسري في الأكتيفيتي بوك. Can I guess the meaning؟ وانتبه هاي استراتيجية من استراتيجيات الريدينج. تمام؟ خدها معاي وتوكل على الله. Okay, so here absorb. Can I guess the meaning in Arabic? And after that I can, for example, يعني think of English, no problem. I accept in Arabic. But try to think in English all the time. So, if I, for example, read this sentence once again, which absorb heat from the sun, which absorb heat from the sun. What does this word mean? And here, it absorbs heat. What do I mean by absorbs here? Which absorbs heat from the sun. هل هي هنا معناها تخزن؟ تمتص؟ Yes. Good job. Can I say catch? Somehow. Can I say save some heat from the sun? Yes, you can. Absorb. Absorb. Very lovely word. Okay. So to keep them warm, like polar bears, penguins are excellent swimmers. They have webbed feet and streamlined bodies. So we can guess the meaning from the text without returning back to dictionary or to look for this word in, for example, or to memorize it from my glossary and activity book. I can think about the word, think about it very well, and I can guess the synonym for it or the meaning of it in Arabic and in English. To keep them warm. Now here them ببساطة شديدة يا شباب them هنا ببساطة لازم تكون راجعة على مين؟ على penguins because I'm talking about penguins. Okay. Like polar bears, penguins are excellent swimmers. They have webbed feet and streamlined bodies. What do I mean by streamlined body? يعني أجسام انسيابية. أوكي so خلينا هون نركز مع بعض. نكتب عند انسيابية بصفحة 42 يا شباب وصبايا. انسيابية. What is the part of speech of it? It's an adjective because I describe their bodies. I describe their bodies. Like here, a beauty. Not only a beauty and you can stop talking. No, it's a spectacular beauty. يعني جمال فوق الخيال. Okay. Not only, for example, not only wildlife. No, it's a very unique wildlife. I mean very special. Okay. So adjectives بحر كتير كبير، كلمات كتير كبيرة، كمان بsuffixes مختلفة. كمان بدي أحاول دائما إني أقرأ كتير، أتمعن يعني على القليلة بالنص اللي بين إيدي. خليني أطلع ب 3 4 5 6 7 adjectives أنا أحفظهم وأنتبه عليهم حتى لو ما كانوا مذكورين باليالو بوكس اللي عندي هون. Okay. So they have webbed feet. Also webbed بمعنى الأصابع أو الأرجل العنكبوتية. For powerful and fast swimming, they have different diets, but in general they all eat a variety of small fish. إذن هون عرفنا معلومات كتير مهمة. إنه the polar bears love to eat what? The polar bears love to eat seals. Look for seals. And for example, if I'm talking about penguins, they are looking for what? Looking for a small fish. Small fish. And all eat a variety of small fish. And what is? They have different diets. يعني diets هنا وجبات. تمام? Okay, very good. I want to ask you some questions here. Or let me say it's a very, very unique question about the differences between. هيهم سبحان الله مبينات قدامي. يعني بيحكوا لي جمانة اسألي عنا يا مس. Okay. Them, their and they. Them. I'm sorry. خلينا نكتبهم هون. Them, their and they. كلهم بيتكلموا عن مين؟ بيتكلموا أو بعوضوا عن plural noun. صح؟ يعني if I say for example they, it's a third person singular or plural? No, it's a plural يا مس للغائب. But plural. Third one. Okay. طيب. Now what about them and their? يعني أنا لو بدي أجي أحكي أو أدرس حدا يعني أصغر مني أو بدي أأسسه بالإنجليزي، 3 ضمائر قدامي هون كلهم بيتكلموا عن جماعة في التكست عندي، ما أقدر أحكي لهم شو أسمائهم. أنا بدي إياك أنت هلأ تسمعني شو أسمائهم. They. What is the difference between they and them? And also their. قول their شوي بعيدة عنهم لأنه يعني بقدر أساعدك فيها. لكن what about they and them? You should know them. You should know these words or these pronouns very well and what we call them. يعني they, it's a subject pronoun because I'm starting my sentence of this pronoun. Them, it's what? It's object pronoun. Look at this. Them after the verb. The son to keep them. To keep them. Okay, what about their? And the noun after it? ضمير ملكي possessive pronoun. Possessive pronoun. So you should focus on these يعني pronouns وأنا ما قدرت إني أتخطاهم. كان لازم إني أسأل عنهم. Object one, possessive one, and the subject one. Okay, let's go back now to what? Or this is another one of reading. Yes, page 30 or 43 يا شباب. Page 43. We have some questions here. Read and listen to the text again and then answer the following questions. زي ما نحن متعودين دايما في عندي text وفي عندي عليها أسئلة. خليني أوقف هنا شوي. Identify the purpose of author in the text to inform, to compare, or to contrast. Very, very, very good question. Very good question. ما أجاك direct. قال لك هذا الauthor or the writer of the text برأيك هو عم يعلمك بشيء معين ولا عم بقارن ولا عم بيعترض، عم يعطيك شيء ضد يعني اللي انت فاهمه أو بتعرفه. Look at this. أنا لو بدي أرجع شوي على التكست عندي polar bears and penguins حط لي إياهم أصلاً من التايتل أول شيء different types of animals live in very cold places, okay, and give me many information about them. To contract عفوا to contrast sorry مش contract يعني يعمل عقد to contrast, to compare or to inform. No, to compare. طب Ms. جمانة explain. It's very obvious from the title. Both animals live in the very cold places. Give me money or lots of information about them and the comparing between this one and this one. Okay, so to compare it's more than to inform. وأكيد أنت لما بدك تقارن لي بين حدا وحدا بدك تعطيني معلومات عنه، صح ولا لا؟ بدك تحكي لي عن هذا الحيوان وهذا الحيوان، بدك تعطيني معلومات. لكن to compare إنه لاحظ إنه هذا عم بعيش هنا وهذا عم بيأكل كذا وهذا بيأكل كذا. Okay, so عنواني polar bears and penguins is very obvious. Many information about the differences of their خلينا نحكي food diet. Okay, yes, that's enough. بس يعني جملتين to explain your answer will help you to overcome the question. What makes the polar bear أو عفوا polar region a good place to visit? Please help me to remember with you. What do I mean by region? Region منطقة. شو اللي بيخليها very lovely and a good place to visit وهي كتير باردة؟ We will return to our text. If you had opportunity to visit the poles, they would appear similar. Both are places extreme cold. But if you went to in winter, you would probably experience severe snowstorms. However, بغض النظر, both are also places of land of spectacular beauty with their frozen landscape of snow. يعني هون بالبداية بحكي لك بما معناه تروحش في البرد لأنه الطقس خرافي برودته. لكن however لو إنك تروح بالشتاء راح تشوف أشياء في حياتك ما شفتها. So it's a very nice method to what? To catch and to what? To help the tourists and يعني خلينا نحكي to think about this opportunity. Yes. So السؤال الثاني يا شباب وصبايا في هاي الباراجراف. Okay, let's back to what do polar bears and penguins have in common that help them survive such weather? I think after the comparing بدك تشوف الأشياء المتشابهة هون وهون. So I guess the layer of fat, it's the something yes, thick skin and lots of fat under the skin, and also we have here layer of fat underneath the skin. Okay, so layer of fat. Very good يا Ms. جمانة, أحسنتي. Okay. What do the words in bold refer to? أتوقع رجعناهم نحنا, especially the very lovely pronouns here and the differences of them. بإمكانك تعمل بس هيك back للدقيقة اللي حكينا فيها, حتلاقي الشرح إن شاء الله. What other title would you suggest for the text? Justify your answer. In your opinion, are polar bears and penguins in danger? I guess yes. Because يعني they are very unique and special. Okay, so we will stop for يعني we will stop here, page 43. And I want to thank you very much for your listening and also for your encouraging. Please try to memorize all the very new words and how we use them very well, okay? And I hope this lecture will be beneficial for you. This is Ms. Jumana. Thank you for your listening. See you later, inshallah, and we will start with the grammar, the second conditional. Thank you.
منصة نور أكاديمي، نحن صناع العلامة الكاملة.